सकते हैं। आधे 1 सेकंड में हो गया, शुरू हो गया। Hey, hi everybody. Good evening. This is Arvind. And this is a very interesting experiment that we are starting to do. Using FB Live to connect up some startup enthusiasts, founders, ecosystem players, and set up an alternative platform so that we can talk a little bit about startup issues. I've been helping TiE and I've been helping NASSCOM since 2007, 2008. And we've done a lot of startup events where we bring experts together. We have panels, we have CEOs, we have ecosystem enablers, the VCs. But most of the time, it's a fairly costly exercise. People have to travel. You can spend only so much time together. And individual startups in the room don't get the kind of bandwidth or timeshare that they should be getting. And since I saw FB Live and some of the technologies that we track on video side, I've been thinking that we should be able to bring in people and experts into a chat show type of format using FB Live. People could be remote, and then really have discussions that talk a little bit about startups, the startup ecosystem, what's happening, do deep dives, do dissection of people's businesses, go-to-market and marketing continues to be a big issue. Fundraising continues to be a big issue. Early customers, enterprise customers continue to be a big issue for many startups. And use this platform to really build a video-based community for ourselves that lets other people share information. All these videos will be recorded and saved so people can go see them. And we hope that we can bring in many startups and discuss their challenges, use the wisdom of the crowd, so to say, to kind of give them some help. So today is going to be a little short show because I just thought we will experiment with the system. I've not really used the system too much. But let's start by welcoming anybody who's there. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. And I see that one of my old friends, Kishore Narasimhan from Bangalore, Chennai, has joined in. So let me just bring him into the call. Kishore, you're going to be in the call in about 3 seconds.
Hey, Arvind, how are you?
Good, Kishore. How are you doing?
Good. This is Kannada Rajyotsava. The Jaya Karnataka was founded. So we're off, but we're working, right, as usual.
Yeah. So everybody who's listening in, Kishore runs Impel CRM. He was one of the first wave of people to start putting their money where their mouth is and start building a product out of India, which is not so easy to do in 2006, 2007. And a bunch of us who were crazy at that time started working through the NASSCOM Product Council. Kishore was one of them. So Kishore, how does it feel now that 10 years has passed?
Lots of learning. more learning than earning, but that's okay. That's what the market is about. Retail market is amazing. That is true. But we've done some changes. We've done some pivots. But it's always exciting, right? Being an entrepreneur is always exciting. It's always on the edge. It's a good way to stay young.
What's really exciting for me is that, some of the challenges that we were talking about in 2007, 2008 timeframe continue to face us, face almost all the startups right now. Do you kind of see the same pain points, or little bit the fulcrum has changed a little bit? What's your opinion?
I think, first of all, let me preface all this by saying when we started on this process, we were largely non-funded startups. And non-funded startup problems, I don't think have changed much. And neither have funded startup problems. It's just that they're a different set of problems than what you see in a non-funded startup. So yeah, to answer your question, I don't think the large themes have changed much in the last 10 years.
What exactly are the biggest challenges that you see startups facing today, as opposed to what was happening earlier? Or how would you kind of categorize this today's environment?
See, for people like you and me, Arvind, I think because we have done the go around multiple times, multiple companies, so on and so forth, we don't have the challenges that other people talk about, which is, hey, founders don't focus on market, founders don't focus on sales and things like that, because that's what we do focus on. But sales and marketing particularly, is a big issue, particularly because one thing that has changed over the last 10 years, if you look at sales and marketing, it's becoming more marketing than selling. Right? We are not really doing much selling. We're doing mostly marketing. And that is a big issue. Look at market, find customers, identify the kinds of customers, particularly in the Indian marketplace. Now we're doing sales abroad, so segmentation becomes easier in the West. Not so in India. Segmentation is a challenge. Sales cycles are different in India. Those things haven't changed much.
Sounds like, one of these days we should do a deep dive with you in terms of the things that you've learned and the kind of pivots that you talked about, the kind of changes and the basis of the decision, so that, some of the other people, and I know there are lots of people who are trying to do CRM type of, product. Maybe they can benefit. Maybe people who are trying to do some global businesses and global startups with some global customers, they can start to benefit. And we should probably do a deep dive with you at one of these days and, give people a 15-20 minutes of how this business really needs to be done. What do you think?
Sure, would love to do that. I don't know if I have much advice. I have much experience, yes.
Awesome. What do you think about this experiment? Do you think that, building a property which is Facebook Live based, where we can bring in experts, will help this startup ecosystem?
Definitely. I mean, see, just being in the city of Bangalore, getting from one end to the other is a 2-hour drive. Doing something like this from the comfort of your home and being able to tap into people pretty much all over the world, I think is phenomenally useful.
Okay, let me bring in one of your old friends, and Avinash is here. Let's see if we can pull him into the call. Hey, Avi, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm well, Arvind. Sorry, I'm in the car. Hey.
No, great to see you. We have Mr. Kishore Mandhyam from Impel on the call as well.
Hey, Avinash, how are you?
Avi, can you hear us?
Backseat of a car.
You're in some kind of shadow. Let's take you full screen.
Yeah, I'm good. Kishore, long time.
You're in a little bit of a dark area, is it? So for those listening in, Avinash is obviously the guy who's probably spent 10 plus years, maybe 12 years, Avinash, if you correct me, in the startup ecosystem now. And probably has been dealing with the largest number of challenges and issues, probably has access to all the startup CEOs and founders since 2007, 2006 vintage on a first name basis, has seen their journeys, the struggles and the challenges and a little bit of success that they've had, and is now on the other side of the table and works for a VC. Avinash, you still there? Okay, maybe there's some challenges with his line. No, Avinash, we can't hear you. All right, so we'll let you kind of work on your audio. I think you're on the road, so it's not that great of a line. And that was going to be one of the weaknesses of the system. But one of the startups that I'm mentoring, he's on the line. So let me take him in, and Avi will come back to you. Just stay on the line. Manak, I'm bringing you in. Hey, Manak, how are you?
Saja, how are you?
Very well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very well.
Is the audio okay, Manak?
Yes, the audio is completely fine, but my screen is a bit blocked because it says that I go live. I don't know, and my screen kind of chopped.
Okay, maybe the portrait mode doesn't work that well. So that's another learning for all of us, that there needs to be a little trial in terms of the best file format. Although my screen looks okay and Kishore's screen looks okay as well. So Manak is a EdTech founder, everybody. And one of the things that I had in mind to ask Manak was, Manak, this is an experiment where we're trying to pull in people, from different backgrounds on the startup ecosystem and see if we can help each other. You think this kind of a Facebook Live-based format can help people like you in the challenges that you're facing? Will it really be useful?
Yes, it definitely will be useful because, we are the first generation entrepreneurs and we are looking for advisors in the right direction, and we want to point in the route who's already been there and done that and or has experienced other founders. So rather than repeating, it's good, but then we are showing direction really helps us.
All right, one of the old daddies of the startup ecosystem, Suresh, is online and he says hi and says nice. Hi, Suresh. I thought you are in the meetings. He's setting up a new office in Chennai, so hi, unfortunately Suresh. We couldn't bring him in. But Suresh has a ton of information on and insights on how to build a SaaS startup. And actually, they've built Chennai into a powerhouse for Indian SaaS. And one of these days, we are going to be able to bring in Suresh and do a deep dive on SaaS itself. So that should be interesting. Thanks, Suresh. Manak, in terms of the kind of things that you'd like us to cover, what do you think would be the right kind of things that we should be covering using this platform?
What I feel is that today, when you talk about startups and when you talk about a startup, it's more to do with funding. Yes, funding is a very important aspect, but if the startup or the founder can be shown right from the start that funding is someone's money, you in any which day will have to return it back. But you can focus a little more on revenue, because in my journey also, my Kishore says that I'm unaudible. Mrs. Should I connect again? Because
no, that's okay.
Is a bit blocked. Yeah, so I was saying that even in my journey, I focused initial days, and even today at times I do focus a lot on funding. Whereas as a founder, if we can get collective advices from people of the industry experts saying that put your energy towards business, because that's what's really going to help me scale, and not about not just funding, and because one of the very senior members at NIT had mentioned, and even my father said that, Manak, one day whatever money you take, you have to return it back. So it's best that you put in your efforts to generate money in your own business. So that's something I'm really like looking forward to, because as I go along looking at how to run a business, now I'm getting an insight that yes, my energy has to be towards more revenue generation.
Interesting. Kishore, let me bring you in. What do you think about Manak's comments?
Hey, unfortunately, I can't hear anything.
Yes, he could not.
I mean, I couldn't hear any of what he said. You might have to repeat some of that for me.
Okay.
Because my screen.
There is a little audio setup that we must try to invest in and make sure that the participants have a little better quality audio than we have, perhaps. But I'm happy to see that Yogendra joined from Bangalore. Yogendra, welcome. I did put up a link, so if anybody wants to join in the call and have a little discussion, if you click on the link, it might ask you for your Facebook password or ask you to install an app, and then you can kind of come into the call and I can bring you in. So, as you see, I have these tools, and this tool allows me to create these lower thirds so I can set it up like a TV show. And one of the thoughts that I had, Kishore, was that using this particular tool, we can pretty much do our own startup TV. Don't you think so?
Yes, you can. The tools are there, the platform's there, of course.
One of my motivations of doing this was that, unless there is a TV channel that starts to focus on startups, and not in the kind of kludgy way that, our current TV channels run these contests and numbers and, investor Shark Tank of, but really goes into some kind of system where we can educate people and we can share issues, and we can, remember we used to do this dissection of startups at NASSCOM, where we would have a panel of experts and a founder presenting his go-to-market challenges or sales challenges, and very openly putting out the numbers and the issues. And I remember ClearTax went and came before us. A couple of other startups came in. The amount of learning that they had was tremendous. And the power of video in being able to connect and then teach is huge. So I always think, why are our the media companies so focused on the numbers and these contests that they keep doing, fly here, fly there? This is the right format where you can actually create the right, the chat format, the talk format, the deep dive format. I can see that the tool has demo format. So actually we could be looking at Manak's application and talking about his go-to-market and giving him feedback and bringing in people from all over the world. I'm hoping one of our friends, Kishore, from who's currently visiting Africa, might join in for some time. Ankur, let's see if that happens and what the connection looks like. And this, to me, looks like a really powerful tool. What do you think? We can create this as a TV channel for startups?
I don't know if you remember when we started this whole emerge.org process, Avinash laid out this online discussion forum. And that proved to be an excellent platform for people to talk about the issues that they had with people who had similar issues. Today, this is a video platform, which is really where we are. We've moved from chat, type in kind of thing to video. I think this is a great step forward.
Super. So I think, this is an interesting enough experiment for the first time. Thanks so much, Kishore, for joining me. I know you had to move a few meetings around, but let's see what the reaction to this looks like. We'll try and promote this video, and next time onwards, we'll try and do a little bit more detail. This is, if you ask me what is the agenda for this particular show, my agenda is pretty much to cover this thali for you, where we can focus on most of the issues that bother startups, whether it's product, whether it's technology, marketing, go-to-market, sales, initial sales, fundraising, hiring, all the things that are hard to get information on. And we hope that we can connect lots of people and get you in there. So thanks everybody for joining in. It's about 20 minutes already. I want to close the call, but I think Manak is back. So let me just bring him for a minute and see if he has any last comments to make. Manak, you are in there now. Manak, any last comments? If you have a better audio now, let's see whether that works for you.
Mr. Jha, I could hear what you were saying, that this could be made into a live TV, a startup TV, and we can like learn from each other and probably do the demo part that you were saying. The only thing that I want to share is that we as first generation entrepreneurs want to learn a lot, and the best way for us is that if all the experts or most of the experts can like literally scrutinize us in from left, right, center, so that to learn from the start rather than and then committing huge mistakes. So I like this. I like this initiative that we can learn
Super, thanks.
from the experts.
Thanks, Kishore.
Yeah.
Any last comments from your side?
No, I think this is just to add that, hey, this is something you should do. We should do. I think this will be very valuable. All the best.
All right, so I'm going to lean on both of you initially as we build some audience for ourselves, and before people start queuing up outside to say, look, we want to be inside there, we need to kind of bootstrap this as much as any other startup does. So thanks so much. I really appreciate you guys taking time, and I love this format. I think we can make a useful contribution to the startup ecosystem. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Great connecting.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.